From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Hello everyone, hoping having a good start to your Tuesday. It's a glorious Tuesday. A terrific Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. But it's Tuesday nonetheless. We're getting through the work week. You know what? It's going to be another mild day out there today. We're going to shave off a few degrees from yesterday. And you're going to notice later through the day, the more clouds moving in as well. And eventually some rain moving in as early as tonight and tomorrow, and lower elevation snow as well. Let's talk about all of this in more detail in just a second, but let's get you through the day. Starting off with the valley, we're starting off fairly cool in the low 50s. You might need a light jacket heading out the door this morning, but you can shed that coat later in the afternoon with upper 70s. And how about Siskiyou and the Eastern Mountains? Maybe a bigger than a light coat, 37 degrees for Siskiyou and Modoc County, upper 30s for places like the Eastern Mountains, but eventually getting into the upper 60s, mid to upper 60s for those daytime highs. And how about the North Coast? A light coat. There you can see those temperatures upper 50s. We're in the low to mid 40s this morning for the inland areas in Trinity County, eventually getting up to around 70, give or take. All right, so here's a look at the chance for rain. Now today, yeah, you can see by the afternoon those clouds begin to move in, but it's still fairly dry. But notice we're beginning to see some of that rain get close to the extreme northern portions of the state. So Del Norte County, northern Siskiyou County could see some showers by late this afternoon and early evening. But the bulk of it will be coming in tonight. And you'll notice most of it's to the north and east of the valley for places like Modoc County and the Eastern Mountains. We're also beginning to see signs of snow, but probably still fairly high at this point as the coldest air hasn't really moved in at this point. Now this is midnight tonight that we're looking at, okay? So we're going to take you into about 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. Now you're starting to see more of those blues on the map. That's the snow, the Warner Mountains, the mountains of Siskiyou, and not to mention Trinity County as well. So we could start to see some of that. Now, you're probably going to have to go somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 feet at the lowest to see some of that snow. And then, of course, as you go above that, you're, of course, seeing that snow as well. It begins to swell up a little bit as far as the overall intensity of the rain here, especially for the Eastern Mountains. Snow still somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. So there you can see some of the Warner Mountains, and not to mention out towards Lassen Volcanic National Park, seeing some of that snow as well. And then, of course, it's dry off to the north and east. Now, by 4 p.m. on Wednesday, most of the rain and snow is now down toward the Sierra, down to the south and east, and we're beginning to dry things out before it dries out entirely by Wednesday night. Now, I'm not going to show you the rain chances, or at least looking at futurecasts with the chances for rain for Thursday through the rest of the week, because it's going to show you dry conditions. Now, you may and you will see, and you probably have seen, some forecasts outside of Weather NorCal that are advertising rain chances for Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more detail. Let's talk about this. So here we go this morning at 6 a.m. This cooler air is going to pool down to the south, and we're going to see quite a drop in our temperatures. Tomorrow, you're going to notice it. It's going to be much cooler out there for everyone. The valley, the mountains, even the coast will probably notice some cooler temperatures too. This is what we call a cool and unsettled weather pattern because the cooler air is in place. It destabilizes the atmosphere at these troughs of low pressure right here. And if there's enough moisture, that's the key. If there's enough moisture, we can get rain and not to mention the higher elevation snow. So Wednesday may have some of that rain and snow. You saw that on Futurecast. But as we go into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, yes, we're still seeing this reinforcing shot of cool air kind of come on down. There's the trough of low pressure that can create the instability for the showers and snow in the mountains. But the key is, will there be enough moisture for that? And we'll get into that in a second. That shifts down to the south and east, warms up a little bit by Sunday to Monday of next week, as this little bit of ridge of high pressure starts to try to build in. All right, so let's talk about that. We're looking at the moisture content of the atmosphere. Right here and over here is where you've got a ton of moisture. Plenty of moisture, you're talking rain in those areas. This right here is dry air all right here as well. We're kind of looking at right now It's fairly dry with just a little bit of moisture out there, okay? Now, we're going to take you into Wednesday. Of course, tonight and into tomorrow. You see how we have this little stream of moisture coming into Northern California? This is not an atmospheric river, but it is a stream of moisture, and it's a moisture content that we need for that rain and snow I was just talking about. That's what we saw in Futurecast just a second ago, the rain and the snow in the mountains, right? Now look what happens. You see how that shifts to the south? But what's interesting is, as we go into Thursday and Friday, that moisture content is right there in the southern fringe of us. So these disturbances that move through on Thursday, Friday, may be able to tap into some of this moisture and bring it up our way and maybe bring us some showers. But overall, the confidence in that rain is very low for Thursday, Friday, and especially going into the weekend, because look what happens. Now we're seeing it all just shift, and we've just got this really dry air mass that's over us as we go into your Saturday, Sunday, and of course, Monday of next week. So as it stands right now, I think our best chances for rain, and of course that snow above 6,000 feet, will be tonight and Wednesday. After that, the confidence is very low, and I wouldn't count on much, if anything, as we go into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right, there's your detailed look at the chances for rain. Now let's talk about our wave heights, 6 to 7 feet this afternoon, probably close to 6 to 7 feet again as we take you into your Wednesday afternoon. No big changes there. Now look at the marine forecast, because I do have a small craft advisory still in there. That should be allowed to expire later this morning, and not to mention going into the afternoon. So looking at your forecast for today, yeah, we're shaving off by a few degrees. We're going to see the clouds come in later this afternoon. We're going to start off with mainly sunny skies, but then the clouds coming in later on in the afternoon, and of course clouds along the coast as well. Let's take you into your 7-day outlook. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has the chance for rain. Valley, coast, mountains, and not to mention some of the inland areas as well. All right, so that's what it looks like on Wednesday. Now notice it's in the form of rain for Mount Shasta, El Tourist, and Susanville, because I think all three of these locations are too low to see some of that snow. Okay, if any of these three places see snow, it'd be El Tourist, right, at 4,500 feet, but I think the snow levels will probably be above that elevation. Slight chance for some of those showers coming on really as early as tonight and into tomorrow for places like Redding, Red Bluff, and Chico in the Valley in general, keeping it dry for Thursday through the upcoming weekend. And your 7-day outlook for the coast, of course, that rain tonight, tomorrow, inland as well, and not to mention out towards Weaverville as well. Now notice the temperatures too. We're going to see quite a drop from today to tomorrow, and we're going to keep those temperatures below normal for the rest of the week and through the weekend.